Yo, what's up, guys? So, one of the things I'm trying to kill this year is perfectionism. And closely connected to the idea of killing perfectionism is this idea of defaulting to action. I know I'm not the only one who struggles with this idea of feeling like everything needs to be perfectly executed and neatly tied together before you can present it to the world. And of course, you want to shoot for excellence all the time. But the challenge is that if you're waiting for things to always be perfect, then the fact is you'll never do anything because here's the truth of the matter: nothing's ever perfect. And then also connected to that is this idea of defaulting to action. So in all of the research I'm continuing to do, I'm realizing that some of the most successful people in the world are those who decrease the amount of space between an idea and execution. And that's because they don't do that very thing of waiting for the idea to be perfect. They have an idea, and the question then becomes, how quickly can I execute on this thing? Because what's the worst case scenario? If it doesn't work, then at least I can try to figure out a solution or try to tweak it until it ultimately works. And so these two ideas of killing perfectionism and defaulting to actions are two things that are closely tied to one another that I'm trying to apply today. So here's a perfect example of how I'm trying to do those two things: kill perfectionism and defaulting to action. So I came downtown today. I'm in downtown Toronto, and I came to shoot some content for a new song that I have coming out. Now, here's the honest truth. This song has been sitting on a hard drive since 2019. Now, why haven't I released it since 2019? You guessed it. This whole time I thought that it had to be absolutely perfect. And I waited so long that eventually I lost the files for the song, right? I lost the stems. Anyone who's in the music industry will know that, like, when you have a song, what you hear is the one MP3 is actually broken up into like multiple sounds. But anyways, I'm not going to bore you with the details. But over the years, I lost the files of the song. But I really liked the reference. I liked the demo that I recorded. In fact, the demo was so good that's what I've been listening to for the last 4 or 5 years at this point. And one of the other unfortunate consequences of sitting on this song and just having this bad habit of just waiting for things to be perfect is that I didn't release enough music in like 2022, 2023, and that actually slowed down my music momentum, among other things. Meanwhile, I'm sitting on all of this good music that I just, for whatever reason, I'm in my head and thinking is not good enough to put out. So anyways, we come to 2024 and I say, you know what, I'm going to start defaulting to action. I'm going to start trying to kill perfectionism. And so I say, you know what, I don't have access to the stems of this song anymore, but I like the reference. And I know that with technology these days, you can do some pretty good work with just like even a single MP3. And so I shot the song over to one of my studio engineers and I'm like, yo, listen, this is an MP3 of a reference song that I have. I really like it. I want to put it out. Can you do something with it? And so he runs it through a master and it gets it sounding even like more crisp than it was before. And I decided, you know what? Against every instinct that I typically have to wait for things to be perfect, I said, I'm just going to put it out as it is. Why? Because I like the song. Why? Because I like the record. And so I'm going to be putting out this song that's been sitting on my hard drive, but it's finally seen the light of day. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to come downtown today and I'm going to shoot some content for it. And as I'm shooting some content for the song, I think to myself, why don't you just record a YouTube video as well? And of course, my like perfectionist brain says, oh, but you haven't fully scripted it out. You don't have it all planned out and everything. And I say, no. I think this is a great object lesson. I think you can continue to push yourself in this direction of defaulting to action and trying to kill perfectionism by just sitting down and saying what's on your mind in this moment. And so in this moment, I'm reflecting on how I am doing the very thing that I'm trying to encourage you guys to do, which is to kill perfectionism and to default to action. Because the more shots you take, yes, the more shots you miss, but also the better you will get at shooting. And ultimately, you just need one shot to go in, right? And so if there's something I want to leave you guys with today is, listen, defaults to action. Once you get an idea, don't sit on it, don't procrastinate, just do the thing and then figure it out. You will make mistakes along the way, but you will keep failing forward. And then also kill perfectionism. A beautiful saying that I heard many years ago was that a song is never complete. You just choose to stop. And I'm sure there's an application to most things in life. There's no such thing as perfect. Perfect is an arbitrary concept. Perfect is subjective. The question is, are you proud of the work? Are you proud of the effort that you've put in? And if you are, then put it out into the world, because at the end of the day, somebody is going to love that thing which you are offering. And so here we are. I'm encouraging you, as I'm encouraging myself, to kill perfectionism, to default to action, and I promise you a lot of good is going to come out of it. And here's a bonus tip as well. As I'm recording this content, of course I'm in public and there's people all over here walking past me looking like, oh, what's this weird guy doing? At least in my head, that's what they're saying. But guess what? I am choosing to do this regardless. Why? Because I know that this is good for me. I know that putting yourself in uncomfortable positions is how you develop skills at things. It's how you build up the muscle. And so I'm willing to do this in public with people walking past because I know that what I am reaching for with this YouTube channel, trying to share with you guys all of the things that I'm learning as I go through life as an artist and an entrepreneur, I know it's going to be helpful to you guys because it's helpful to me in my own life. And so I'm willing to put myself in uncomfortable positions and to go out there because I know that the end results is going to be so worth it. And so, listen, I'm willing to do this and make myself uncomfortable because I know that it will pay off. And so let this encourage you. No matter how high you go in life or how much you attain, there will always be these areas of insecurities or areas of life that you need to improve upon. But you just got to be willing to do the work and put yourself in uncomfortable situations, because that is how you are actually going to reach your goals, achieve your dreams, and build the kind of life that you want. So, yeah, a little off the cuff video. Hope you found this helpful. You know what to do: like, comment, hit the subscribe button, bell notification, all that good stuff. So let me summarize today with 3 main lessons. Number 1, kill perfectionism. Number 2, default to action. And number 3, be uncomfortable, because that's the only way we're all going to achieve this life that we're trying to achieve together. I love you guys. Chope. See you next time. Peace. I'll admit it. Yeah, I get it. You be holding me down for